All right. Good evening. Okay. Good day, everyone. Because people will be listening to this at different times. So, my name is Kingsley Bangwell, the host of the Boys to Kings mentoring program. So today we're having this. I'm just want to share a couple of updates and just have some conversation. Interestingly, no one has joined yet. However, I just consider that it's okay if I just still go ahead and just record this conversation and put it out there. Those who want to listen to it will be able to go and just listen to it and still be able to contribute later on, if not right away, because I can understand that Sunday evening, parents may already be booked up for different things, right? So we will just go ahead and have our conversation tonight. If anyone is able to join us, not a problem. I always want to start, we're recording this, right? So I only want to start by thanking everyone who signed up their boys for the Boys to Kings mentoring program. It's been a thrilling experience for me to, get this opportunity to support your parenting responsibility, because what we're offering is a support, right? We're not taking over your parenting, but we're offering parenting support, and we're grateful that you can allow us to do this, right? Like I said, today's forum is designed to provide some kind of update and also get feedbacks, right? And I'm going to make this as brief and as quick as possible. Just as a reminder, our mission is helping boys to improve their value set, decision-making skill, responsibility, and faith culture. So we are particular about 4 key things in the Boys to Kings mentoring program. Oh, thank you. We have 1 or 2 parents that have joined. I can see the Shimas are here, the David Adueses are here. Thank you for joining. So our mission, just as a reminder, is we're helping boys in 4 major areas, right? 1 is, value sets, right? Their value set, their personal identity. 2, decision-making skills. 3, sense of responsibility. And then 4, faith culture. These are the 4 areas this program is designed to help boys. And everything we do, everything we teach, all the subjects and conversations we've been having with the boys fall around these 4 areas. In the last couple of weeks, we've dealt with different topics. We've looked at goal setting, right? We've looked at goal setting. We've looked at friendship. We've looked at anger. If you look at these topics, right? Most of these topics fall under any of our core pillars. Yes. So if you're looking at goal setting, is about decision making, right? If you're looking at the session we did around friendship and all of that, where if you look at that concept, we're dealing with decision-making skills, right? Because they need to make decisions around who is their friends, and on and on and on. When we looked at honesty, can you be trusted, right? We're looking at value sets, right? So when we ask them to read the book of Proverbs in March or so, you're looking at building faith culture. So if you look at all our topics fall under 1 or 2 pillar or the other. And what's our theory of change in the Boys to Kings mentoring program is that boys who regularly access adult support and age-appropriate information, they will develop more wholesome values, make better choices, and better improve their outcome. That's our theory of change, right? If they continually get more adult support, so both their parental support and additional adult support, like mentors like myself, and these mentors can be in school, can be in church, can be in, wherever. Those additional mentor support does a big deal for boys. That's our theory of change. So I just wanted to do this quick reminder, right? And let me get into what conversations we're going to be looking at today. Just general feedback on the program. I'll take 1 or 2 comments from parents. Then we'll talk about what is remaining in the next 8 weeks. And then we'll talk about the parenting workshop. We're looking at the parenting workshop. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the father and son's activity we want to do May and June. And then share some update on the Denmark travel. So these are the things we want to look at this evening. So let me start from general feedback. And any parent is welcome to unmute and just share with us. We have 2 parents at least. We have at least 2 parents or 3 here, right? So you're welcome. And we want honest feedback. Not complimentary feedbacks, right? Just give us honest feedback. If it's complimentary, fine. If it's not complimentary, fine. Feedback is important for us. And look at the talking point here. what have you observed in terms of changes in your voice as a result of this program? We need that feedback. We need to know, right? And if you have any topic you think we need to, talk about over the next 3-4 weeks, please do not hesitate to share with us. I'm still going to ask that question in the general group later. Just going to ask parents over the next 8 weeks, because semester 1 is wrapping up by end of June. So we have just 8 weeks, right? So that's this talking point. So we just have 2 or 3 parents here. Feel free to drop, but I'm also going to ask the question in the general parents group. But what have you observed that is a change in your boys since they signed up for this program? We will take that feedback now. Anyone is welcome to unmute and just share with us in a minute or so. And if you also have a recommendation of a topic, please go ahead and share with us.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Ma.
I'm Mrs. Abdulsalam, Abrazak's mom.
Yep.
So far, so good, at least for Abrazak. It's been more, at least past boost is confident quite a lot than before. I think getting somebody else outside the home and somebody that you look up to, like I'm Sabangue, blah, blah, blah. So I think that has really helped him immensely. But sincerely, we are still working on his anger. It's still a work in progress on that aspect. Although he doesn't like me saying that. So that he would say that, that means you don't want me to come to the class. So you will go to class. You have got to say it, I will say it. Just for me to help you, for everyone to help you. But I said that anytime you go and report with me, you are just making it fun for me to come to class. I said no. Then being patient and his anger. Outside that, it's been pretty good. He has improved in terms of naturally it's a good boy, to be sincere. But no, we both have our bad side. That is it's good to anger, and stuff like that. But that confidence, no. Thank you for that. Now we can talk outside, we do something instead of him to just let it be to hear his opinion.
Wow, that's great. That's great. All right, thanks for that feedback, Ma. We greatly appreciate. I think we talked about that a little bit during our call. All right, we'll continue to engage on that. I think the last session, during the hangout I had with boys in Abuja 2 weeks ago, the boys talked about anger and siblings rivalry. That was why our last session, we looked at that we had conversation around that. And I don't know if he has watched this. If he participated, and if he's not, if he didn't participate, he needs to watch the replay. We were looking at that issue of anger. We're looking at the issue of siblings rivalry and aggression. So I think it's something he should go and look at, and then him and I can have a conversation afterwards.
I think it was in the class, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Most of the Saturday I wasn't around, but each time I go back, people like, oh, Mom, I joined the class, and this and this and this, I did that. So it was in the class.
All right, but just please help me confirm with him about last session on anger and sibling aggression. If he was in that class, if he wasn't, then let him watch the replay, and I'll have a conversation with him in the week.
All right, I will. Thank you.
Thank you. Greatly appreciate, Ma. Greatly appreciate.
You're welcome.
Good. So that's some feedback. All right. Who else wants to give us feedback? We're just taking feedbacks from parents if they have some observations that they've had, changes they've observed in their boys as a result of the Boys to Kings mentoring program. And if there are other topics they want to recommend for us to look at over the next 8 weeks. So we've just listened to Mrs. Khadija all the way from the UK. Thanks for joining in. Yeah. So who else wants to give us any updates? All right, so we will just proceed because of time. People can.
Let me go.
Okay, ma'am. All right, please. All right, go ahead, ma.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
I'll talk about one of us and it's taking more for his.
Sorry, the line is breaking, ma.
The
line is breaking, ma. We can't hear you. Ma, the line
Can you hear me now?
Okay, I think it's better now. We didn't hear what you said, so maybe you want to just please.
Okay, so I guess it's my. Let me.
Can anyone hear her?
Okay, if again I was in the book. He takes more responsibility in his bedroom.
Wow, sorry, ma. We can't hear you. I think the network is so bad. So maybe what you could do, ma,
Okay, let me type text.
Yes, if you could just type it in. If you could just type it in. Thank you so much for trying to make that effort twice. We greatly appreciate. But I think you were trying to say something like he takes more responsibility or so, but I didn't hear. So I don't want to assume anything. But if you could just drop a chat for us on the box, we'll greatly take that feedback. Thank you so much. Any other person, you could just drop your chat so that we can proceed. I'm working with a time frame for the evening, right? So over the next remaining 8 weeks, I just wanted to mention what we have on ground. Last session on the module 6, class 6, I asked them again to set goals for the next for this quarter. So this quarter ends June, and from that week, from the week we did the module 6 to end of June is about 8 weeks. So I've asked everyone to set goals for the next 8 weeks. And we have this activity we call crown activity. We ask everyone to make a crown, and the crown should have 8 spikes like this. You can see them in this image on the screen. So each one represents 1 week. And what we're trying to teach the kids is every week, for whatever goals you set, spend time to review your activities and goals for the week, and then reward yourself with points. Then when you didn't achieve some goals, it gives you that sense of responsibility to say, next week I'll pursue it. What are we trying to teach the kids here? We're trying to teach them the spirit of responsibility. And then when you set goals, then you take responsibility. And this is such a powerful skill that if teenage boys can grow with, you will realize that even when they become adults, they will be used to writing goals and checklists, which is something that has helped me in the last 30 years of my life. Anyone that knows me knows that you cannot see me without a jotter. And on my jotter, you always see my daily checklists, right? So for instance, on the 3rd of May, this is my checklist, right? On the 3rd of May, this is my checklist. On the 2nd of May, this is my checklist. On the 2nd of May, this is my checklist here, right? On the 3rd of May, this is my checklist. That's my life. Anyone that knows me, I can't have a day without writing checklists, but I develop it by setting goals. So that's what we're trying to transfer to these kids. So please, I will need the help of parents to make sure that every Saturday you remind your boys to say, have you done your crown time? Crown time means go and check your goals and reward yourself with the crowns that you have, right? It's such a fun activity to do. And then I'm also happy to announce that we are going to be onboarding a new platform. We've been working on this for the past couple of months. We want to build a platform where every child now will be logged into that platform with a code and an email code, just like you went on Facebook and created a profile. So every child will have a profile on that platform. So they will be there. Every assignment, everything will be there. What it now does is that this idea of sending that will not be existing anymore from this month. Whether link for sessions, whether link for assignment, whether links for Bible reading, whether links for daily confessions. We're going to be introducing daily confessions and different things. All will be happening on this platform. We spent money to build this platform. What it also does is that it will now help us have a community, So we ourselves have been going through the onboarding process of the platform. So sometime within this week, we will have created a profile for every child, and then we will work with parents to onboard every child between now and weekend. If we're not able to achieve that, we will not do this session of this week on that platform. But if we're able to achieve it, I will want to do the session of this week on that platform, because what it means is that you will just log into your account. Once you log into your account, bam, you'll be in class for that day. You go through the class, it finishes, you see where to do your assignment, you click, you do your assignment, that's all. And the platform will automatically score your assignment, you will see your mark. I'm so excited about this platform. We are working on it. It's ready, so we're just running through it, understanding it ourselves before we onboard the kids. So there'll be more details on that later in the week with an email explaining that. Then we have a culture. Part of our leadership development element is what we call small problem solutions challenge. What do? We ask the teenage boys to try and look for small problems, either in the house, in the school, or in the community, or in a religious space. Look for a small problem that you want to solve between now and 4 weeks. So we're going to be introducing that this semester. This Saturday, we're going to talk to them about it, and then we're going to give you an update on that also. And we'll also give them ideas of the kind of simple, small problems they could try to solve. And we're going to ask you to support them. Why is this important? Again, in trying to identify small problems, they will need to make decisions. So they're developing decision-making skills, right? Then when they try to implement it, they're going to take responsibility. Am I correct? And when they do that, there's something it does. It boosts their personal values and identity, right? And then in doing it also, they will need the help of God. So again, in implementing this small problem solution challenge, we are looking at our 4 pillars again. So we're going to work as parents to support the kids to do what they do. And when they do that event, let's celebrate them. It doesn't matter how big the event or doesn't how small it is, but let's celebrate them and just make them proud of that effort, right? And then in June, I'm going to be having a physical hangout again with the boys in Abuja as we wrap up this semester. I'm exploring a travel to a particular city. If that travel goes through, I will notify parents in that city, and I'll be happy to meet with boys in that city. So I just wanted to put this so you know what we're expecting over the next couple of weeks for semester 1, because semester 1 ends end of June, and then they will go into exams in July. We're not doing sessions. We're just going to stay in touch with each other. Now, the good thing is that with our new platform, what we're just going to be having is daily affirmations for them. So they will go in every day, check their daily affirmation, check a few things and all of that. We're just going to be updating information there that they will stay engaged in a positive way, right? So it's really going to be exciting. Please, if at any point you have a question, just do not hesitate to just ask, right? And then we are planning a parents workshop. There's something that's been coming up in the last couple of weeks. It's always been there, but I mean, the last couple of weeks, I've had a couple of reports, not just from Boys to Kings, but from other places where I mentor boys. In my church, I'm the head of the teens church, right? And yeah, we have maybe nearly 200 teenagers I'm managing with my wife. So we are steadily getting feedback and all of that. One of the things that we are seeing, there's a serious growing problem of indiscipline in the next generation. And I tell people, it doesn't matter what somebody is. Without discipline, the person is a time bomb. Without that sense of discipline, the person is a time bomb, right? Even if the person is an A student, even if the person has a lot of money in their hands, even if the person have position and all of that, and they don't have discipline, they are a problem about to happen, right? And so our next session is going to be focusing on discipline. How do you use discipline to shape your boys to become wholesome men? Society is going to be chaos without discipline. I guess that's why our country is the way it is. Basically, that's why our country is the way it is. And it's not going to get better if we don't really begin to push this value. So we're going to be looking at that. That's going to happen sometime this May. One of the Saturdays this May, we're going to have this session. I'm going to promote it among the community and just have some people present to participate in this. Then we are going to be doing something called Father and Sons. Father and Sons, yes. Father and Sons. And by the way, let me just back up again to this discipline thing, right? when we're doing this activity, this conversation, it's not just going to be for Boys to Kings community alone. We're going to ask you to please invite your friends, because this is a big problem. It's a big problem. Let me just paint some pictures. Within the last 1 week, I've gotten reports of at least 3 or 4 cases of gross indiscipline among boys, particularly. One of the feedback I got is of a boy, a 15-year-old boy that beat up his mom. 15-year-old boy beat up his mom. I got that feedback yesterday. Yes, 15-year-old boy beat up his mom. Today, I got another update from another boy who has been suspended from school. He's 20, suspended from school, university here in Abuja. And then they've been asked to, and in secondary school, he was suspended from 4 schools. 4 secondary schools. He was suspended from 4 secondary schools. What the parents did not know is that they had a window to deal with that indiscipline, because he was being suspended for bad behavior. They didn't deal with that. I guess they had money. The parents had money. So move him to different school or not. He's in a private university. The private university just suspended him. He's just 20. Indiscipline, crazy. Right? And just imagine, he's growing. He's gonna grow up tomorrow. He's growing in the next 7-10 years now. He's gonna be married. Just imagine what's gonna happen in his family. Just imagine what the wife will go through. Yeah. So this issue about this discipline thing is something I'm really passionate about, because it's just crazy, right? And then father and son. So we are going to be doing a father and son session. So I'm going to be having a session with fathers on Sunday. This Sunday again, I'm going to have, because I realize the best time to have this conversation is going to be Sundays. But I'll drop it in the WhatsApp group. If fathers choose a different day, I'm open to it. Just like this Saturday, I have sessions with the boys. So I may not be able to do sessions with fathers. But I'm going to have conversation with fathers this Sunday. We're going to be having a father and son activity this month and June, right? We want fathers to do something with their son. There is a growing gap between fathers and their sons. It's terrible. It's terrible. And it's a different case if it's a single mother. A single mother has to now play both roles, right? But where it's not single mother, there's dad, there's mom. Fathers needs to step up. The story I just told you about a boy that has been expelled from 4 secondary schools. Then now he's in university year 2. Yeah, he's 20 years old. He's in year 2. They've just expelled him, right? His father, he lives with his father. If I met that man, and these are wealthy families. If I met that man, I'll ask him, how is it that you've succeeded outside? How is it that you're seen as a success outside, and you're failing in one of your most vital roles, which is to raise someone better than you? That's the mandate of every father. You have to raise a son, a child, better than you. Yes. It's failing. So it's crazy. So I'm going to be hoping that I'll have a meeting with fathers on Saturday so that we'll just talk about this, why we need to do this. We need to build that trust, build relationship to enable us to be able to exert the influence to help us raise great boys, right? It's a serious matter. So I've talked about 4 key things before I enter the last part of my conversation. I've talked about 4 key things. Number 1, I got feedbacks. Number 2, we talked about the remaining 8 weeks, what we're going to be doing, right, in the program. And number 3, I talked about the parents forum. We want to have a parents forum, look at the issue of discipline. And number 4, I talked about father and sons, right? Somebody dropped the chat. Let me just be sure. Let me look at that quickly before I proceed. And thanks, we have more parents that have joined us. All right, Chima said that her son is taking more responsibility. But he said, I would like to see more emphasis on aggression and sibling rivalry. All right, thank you, ma. So that's what we looked at last week. All right. Okay, let me just take notes. I like writing. Okay, her son is taking more responsibility. but we should emphasize more on aggression and citizen and siblings rivalry. Perfect. So we looked at that last week. We will continue that conversation, and then as we move forward. So thank you so much for that feedback. In case you're just joining us, we had passed the point of feedback, but feel free to drop your feedback on the chat box. Write how this program has so far impacted your boy. All right, changes you've seen, practical changes you've seen, and then if there are topics you want us to look at, right, so that we can pay attention to that. Let me look at my time. Okay, I want to wrap this up in the next 10 minutes max, so that it's a short video that people can watch. All right, the next stuff, we're talking about something. I just want to play this video jingle. The video jingle is not yet released. We're still editing it as at yesterday, but let me just play.
Boys with Big Ideas Summer Exchange 2025. Do you want your son to start thinking big from an early age? Do you want his ideas to shape his generation? Then Boys with Big Ideas Summer Exchange 2025 is for him. Date, August 8th to 16th, 2025. One event, 2 destinations, Nigeria and Denmark. A 7-day exchange program where teenage boys will visit innovative companies, meet top CEOs, get inspired by world-changing innovations, learn how to start thinking big ideas. From generations to continents, big ideas shape the world. Just like Bill Gates and Microsoft, Steve Jobs and Apple, Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook, Dangote and Dangote Refinery, Wright Brothers and aeroplanes, Larry Page and Google. While continents keep advancing on big ideas, the big question is, what about Africa? Where are the carriers of Africa's big ideas? The Boys with Big Ideas Exchange Tour 2025 is designed to activate the next generation of Africans who will lift the world with big ideas, and your son too could be one of them. To learn more about registration, costs, and partnership, send idea via WhatsApp to +234 809 045 9999 or email boys@boystokings.org. This program is open to boys aged 8 to 18 within and outside Nigeria. Parents can accompany their boys. If your boy can think, why not get him thinking big with the Boys with Big Ideas Exchange Tour with Kingsley Bangwell. Terms and conditions apply.
All right.
Boys with Big Ideas.
Okay, now. All right. That's our video jingle. We're still adjusting a few things, but we'll finalize it sometime tomorrow. They need to add some other information, not much, just like logo and 1 or 2 other things. So our first flyer is out also. So this week we're going to go public with this, and we're going to also depend on you to help us promote this, right? So let me just give you a quick rundown. So the Boys with Big Idea, why do we want to do this? I don't know if you guys have observed across Africa, if you get on TikTok, I'm not on TikTok, but I sometimes see things that are on TikTok. If you also get on social media and all of that, there is a lot of music and dance. Boys are dancing, girls are dancing, comedy and all of that. And that's not a bad thing. That's an economy on its own. It's creating wealth and all of that. But guys, you know why we're doing that? Do you know what the kids are doing in Japan? Do you know what the kids are doing in India? Do you know what the boys are doing in different innovative countries and all of that? Even their social media is designed in such a way that is promoting the culture of innovation, right? So the average child arrives, the average teenage kid in Europe, Asia, arrives Asia with a mindset to produce, to create. The average African child arrives the future with a mindset to get a job or to make money. 2 different mindsets. And again, perception and mindset will always shape our realities. And so for me, I'm still an optimist, right? I see a future where Africa will create its own solutions. And the people that will create Africa's next solutions, we are grooming them today. And what the seed we sow in their heart is important. And that's why I'm starting the Boys with Big Ideas summer program. It will happen every year. Every year we'll pick a country, right? and then we'll go spend a week there. And the whole idea, when we get to that country, we're meeting top CEOs. We're visiting innovative companies. So let me just give you a rundown of what we're planning. For this first edition, it's going to be 7th to 15th of August. By then, most people are done with school, but in holidays. But I think the American kids will be about coming back to school. But I'm sure since school is just starting, they can get permission to join us if they want to. So we have 3 tracks of this program, right? Those who just want to participate in the Lagos leg, 7th to 9th. So you arrive in Lagos on Thursday morning, and we have innovative companies in Lagos. We've already started mapping we want to visit. Because of how Lagos is, we can't go to more than two places in a day. So, and meet 2 top CEOs in a day. One of the guys we're meeting has raised at least $30 million. It's just 40 something. He's raised about $30 million running his business, right? We're going to meet in that guy. So we've started having those conversations of innovative companies we're going to meet in Lagos. So we'll spend 2 days in Lagos, meet, interact, be inspired. So for those who just want to participate in the Lagos leg of this, that works for them. And those who want to say, okay, I want to participate in the Denmark part of it, it's 9 to 15. So we leave Lagos on Saturday, get into Denmark on Sunday, spend 5 days there, but I'm thinking it should be 6 days. Saturday, we head back to Lagos. And from there, disperse to our different destinations. So we're going to change the dates, make it 6 days, right? So if you want to just be part of that, not a problem. I'm happy to say that as we speak right now in Denmark, we've identified 5 companies. One of the company has 40,000 staff. They are the leader in their industry. So this kind of company, so it's not like one room office that we're going to. No, we're not going to one room offices or one room companies. Sorry, so we're doing that. So far we're on five companies. So we're looking for companies in technology, companies in agriculture, companies fashion, companies in media, right? One of the companies we've identified, the guy is the leading Denmark designer for the entire country. One of the guys that has agreed to meet with us and host us and all of that. So these are the kind of people we started meeting and talking to already. And confirmations, not will you host us? I'm thinking, no, confirmed Denmark 5. Right? So that's the plan. Initially, it was Germany we wanted to go to, right? But we weren't getting the kind of feedback we wanted from companies in Germany. But in Denmark, I had more contacts. So that's why we decided now to opt for Denmark, right? Someone is even recommending that we can still go to Germany from Denmark based on the visa and all of that, but we can decide on that later, right? Then if you want to participate in both, that is still okay. You join us in Lagos, we finish Lagos, and we all head out to Denmark together and all of that. And for international people that are already living either in Europe or US and all of that, it's okay. Just join us from where you are if you're able to participate in all of that. How do we plan to work on this in terms of registration? We haven't started that registration cost, but this is what we are planning. Parents will be responsible for their visa process and ticketing, right? However, if any parent wants us to buy the ticket, it's okay, right? But we want to leave parents to handle that part. In terms of visa, the same thing, right? The registration fee parents will pay to us will cover the participation fee for the child, accommodation, meals, and local logistics. We're going to be moving around. So we are putting that cost together. Our partner in Denmark, we even spoke yesterday, is giving us some updates and all of that. He has given us option of some hotels, but I just told him some of those hotels are too expensive. So I've told him, instead of Copenhagen, hotels in Copenhagen, can we move out a little bit, 1 hour, kind of, just if you drive out 1 hour, most town, you will find, budget-friendly good hotels or even an Airbnb apartment. I'm even more inclined to an Airbnb and apartment because what that can do for us is, so if we take a whole apartment that has maybe 5 or 10 rooms, and then we're about 10, 15. So it's even better for us. We manage our meals and all of that. It's also a leadership opportunity. The kids do things and all of that. And if you're just in a hotel where everything is being done for you, laundry is done for you, food is done for you. So those are the conversations I'm having. So I'll have more updates in terms of those key details later this week, because registration needs to start. Registration needs to start so that by end of June, we're closing end of June, we want to know our numbers. We want to know our numbers so that we're also trying to talk to someone to see if we can have a leg in Denmark embassy. So if they're asking me how many people, by end of June, I want to be able to say I have 7 or 8 or 10 or so number of people confirmed. Let me mention this. Parents are welcome to come with their kids. And if your kids are senior kids, you don't need to come with them. It's okay. We'll be able to handle them. I'll be going with a staff, so we're going to be 2 of us managing the kids. Let me just mention this. I have conducted a couple of learning visits. I've been organizing learning visits from Nigeria since 2009 or 10, right? I've done learning visits I started from Africa. I've done learning visits from Nigeria to Ghana, to Tanzania, to Ethiopia, to Zambia, to Rwanda. Then I've extended I've done Dubai, most often outside Africa, right? So this is something I've done for several years, right? So I understand this kind of stuff, right? Most of my exchange learning visits have been with youths over 18, between 18 and 30, right? So so this is the first time I'm going to be doing the younger age, but the dynamics are not too different, right? So we're going to be fine for parents who are wondering, have you done this before, Kingsley? Yes, I've done this, right? And the flip side, I have been hosting events in Nigeria where youths from 30 African countries have been attending physically, and I did this for over 10 years. So I understand a bit of international travel. So, but it doesn't mean we know everything. So if there are thoughts people have, if there are suggestions and recommendations people have also about this, we're welcome to share with us. My initial destination was actually Japan. I wanted to go to Japan. I have plugs in Japan. I wanted to do Japan or China, but when I look at the air ticket, it was pretty high, and I just felt we need to be considerate. So, Germany, Denmark, the budget tickets is still fair compared to Asia, Far Asia, and India, and the rest of them. But in subsequent years, we'll look at those options and all of that. So that is that about our learning visit to Denmark. And we're trusting we'll be able to get up to 10 boys. We'll have 10 boys, we're good, you know. Usually for this kind of stuff, it's not a large crowd, just a handful. We'll curate the experience, we'll record our experiences, we'll put together content out of that to also inspire other boys who are unable to attend. One thing I will guarantee, the boys that will come will be inspired. Something will be triggered in them, because we need to start asking boys by 40, what do you want the world to know you for? By 35, what do you want the world to know you for? And that, when you drop that kind of a seed in their heart, I think it's the best gift you can give to them. It's the best gift you can give to them. So parents are able to do this. It's going to be some investment, but I can tell you it's worth the investment. So we're going to go live with the publicity this week, and we're going to depend on you to help us share this among your friends and people you know that can afford to do this, either the Nigerian leg or the Denmark leg, or you want your kids to be a part of both of them. Yeah, so okay. I really like that video. What do you guys think about that video? We're still working on it. Thank you so much. Yeah, Boys with Big Ideas exchange program. So that's basically all for it. Like I said, I wanted to be I've exceeded my time. That's how much we're going to be able to do tonight. But for the parents that are here, if you have 1 or 2 questions you want to ask, this is the time to ask those questions. If network is an issue, feel free to drop your comment on some of the things that we have raised tonight. Thank you. You can use the chat box also, yes, to drop your comments or to ask questions. So I can see we have Auntie Bimbo around. Thank you. We have Mr. David. Thank you. We have Auntie Kajida here. Thank you. We have Jerome's dad. Jerome's dad is here. Thank you for joining tonight. We have who else? We have Sigwe Abubakar here also. Yeah, so I just wanted to acknowledge everyone that is here. Let me see, did I miss anybody? Let me see if I miss. All right, I'm seeing the Royals. I don't know. Mrs. Shima, I've acknowledged already. The Royals, I don't know who that is, but thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks for all the parents joining us tonight. But like I said, it was important to have this conversation, and then we can share the link for our parents to, just listen and contribute. All right, so in the absence of any other thing, just to remind you again, my name is Kingsley Bangwell, co-founder. Sorry, I'm always talking about NOSC, but my name is Kingsley Bangwell. Okay, I think there's a question. Let me ask. Let me see this comment. So there's going to be a replay. Yes, this stuff that we've recorded, this is recorded. So once we stop now, we're going to drop the link in the WhatsApp group for anybody who wants to. Yes, we're going to drop the link for anybody who wants to just go and listen to it again and again. So Isigwe Abubakar, there's a replay. So one more time, my name is Kingsley Bangwell. I just love young people, I've for the last 30 so years of my life, I've worked with young people. That's what I'm known for all over the world. And I've been blessed to be a part of different world-class organizations. I'm a young global leader of the World Economic Forum and Ashoka Fellow, an American IVLP exchange program of the US Embassy, youth worker, blah, blah, blah. Been to over 30 countries, and founded several organizations and raised millions of dollars doing youth work and all of that. But now I'm focused on education and mentoring boys. So I run a school with my wife called 100 Naira a Day School, where I have 170 kids who pay 100 Naira a day to come to school, right? So that's what I do now to make sure we reduce out of school kids. I run it right here in Kuje. For 100 Naira a day, they get books, uniform, lunch, sanitary pads, computer-based learning. Of course, they can't afford, on the other hand, they can't afford that, right? But we depend on partners and sponsors to keep them in school. As a matter of fact, right now, my co-founder, my wife, is in the US with one of the child in the school who the US government nominated to participate in a 10 days exchange program in the US. So we're grateful that kind of a thing is happening for these kids who ordinarily would never have had those kind of chance. I'm married, I have 2 daughters. I'm coordinator of the local teen church in my church. All right, I want to say thank you for everyone joining tonight. We're going to put this link in the WhatsApp group so that people can listen and then contribute to the conversation further. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Feel free to ask questions in the group, and then I'll summarize this also in the group, but feel free to ask questions, and then we'll continue the conversation from there. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. God bless you. I'm going to sign out now.
Thank you so much. God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Bangwell.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.